What's up? It's Friday, May 27th, 2016. My name is Arthur Palick, and today I'm going to walk you through a simple yet effective way to establish your boxing stance. When it comes to establishing your stance as a boxer, it all begins with the feet and you work your way up. Now, looking at it from a frontal view, when you stand, make sure that your feet are directly underneath your shoulders. As you can see in the video, my shoulders are over my feet. And the easiest way to do this is rock back and forth. Do you feel comfortable rocking back and forth on your feet like this? If you don't, either take your foot, one of your feet, slightly turn it out, and this way, now rock back and forth. Does this feel comfortable for you? Do you feel that you have some grounding when you're moving back and forth? If you don't, take your one foot and move it out just a little bit more. Now rocking back and forth feels a little bit more comfortable for me. So a lot of people will tell you that your feet need to be underneath your shoulders the entire time when you're boxing. This isn't true. And the reason I say that is because there's no way you're going to rock back and forth with your feet this close underneath your shoulders. So if you extend your feet and spread them apart, you're going to notice that you're going to rock your feet back and forth. So from a front perspective, you think you know where you're at right now. So now what I want you to do is, I'm a southpaw. So if you're a southpaw, this will work for you. If you're not, if you're a conventional fighter, pretend you're looking at a mirror and do exactly what I do. Take your left foot, or if you're a conventional fighter, take your right foot and sweep it back behind you. Take your right foot and slightly turn it inwards. Now start rocking back and forth. And the reason I like the rocking back and forth motion is because it helps you feel that your legs are loose enough and far apart enough that you can move back and forth. Because if you move your legs closer, there's no way you're going to rock back and forth. You're not going to build stability off your feet on the ground. And if you step way too wide apart, this just doesn't feel right moving back and forth. Although there will be times somewhere down the road that you're going to have a really wide stance if you're running or something like that in the ring. But for general perspective, your feet should stay slightly outside of your shoulders, but not so far that rocking back and forth doesn't feel good to you. Now, the other key thing when it comes to establishing your stance is making sure that this foot, the foot that you lead with, if you're a southpaw, it's going to be your right foot. If you're a conventional fighter, it's going to be your left foot. So making sure that this foot is either pointed directly in front of you or slightly off. I would say if this is 0 degrees, you're looking at probably 5 degrees to the left, 10 degrees to the left. And the reason I say that is because your foot has to be anchored into the ground. And sometimes if you turn it straightwards, you don't have the ability to move your knee back and forth. You won't be able to rock back and forth. You won't be able to go side to side if your foot is facing directly in front of you. So take your foot and slightly turn it inwards. Slightly, maybe 5 to 10 degrees. Figure out what feels comfortable for you and slightly turn it inwards. The other key thing is take your back foot, your left foot, in this case if you're a southpaw, if you're a conventional fighter, pretend you're looking at me in the mirror, and take your right foot or your left foot and pick it up off the ground. Pretend you're like digging it into the ground. Dig the ball of your foot into the ground. And now rock back and forth. Does that feel comfortable? If it feels comfortable for you, you've probably established the width of your stance. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, try and go out a little bit wider or bring your feet a little bit closer in. Figure out what feels comfortable to you when you start establishing your stance. Because Everyone's anatomical build, especially your hips, are going to be different. If you have shallow hip sockets or deep hip sockets, the width of your stance is going to be different. The way that you establish how wide your stance has a lot to do with how tall you are, how short you are, how long your legs are. There's a lot of factors that factor into it. So do what feels comfortable for you. But one of the quickest and easiest ways to check if your stance is working for you is the rocking motion. Rock back and forth. If it feels comfortable for you, you've found your stance. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below, and don't forget to like or share this video.